Uh, Thank you, Hanan, for inviting me and Brillianton Global Education for this brilliant talk. Thank you, Sehab, also for inviting me to speak to all of you. Uh, all right, I'll just start with I've been told that I'm supposed to talk about my personal journey and how my academics went, how the scholarships, courses, and all of the other peripheral um, elements work in this entire thing of applying to other universities, applying to scholarships. A brief background about myself. I started, of course, I'm from Kashmir, so I did my high school from Kashmir. Then I moved to Delhi for my undergrad. I did my high school, sorry, from Delhi as well. I did my undergrad from Delhi University. I worked as a journalist. I was trained as a journalist for. I worked there for 1 year. I was working at The Wire, which is a online news portal. Then during that time, I when I started to get interested in internet and society, trying to understand the sociological impact of social media, of internet, and other relevant technologies. I also, as a journalist, I reported on online hate speech. I reported on how online hate speech translates to offline violence, to real world violence. I also worked and researched internet shutdowns in Kashmir. I published some reports on that as well. It was during this time that I got interested in a more academic sort of a flavor of internet. I, of course, was a journalist, which is a very vocational field. Uh, then I also wanted to do some deep dive, do some academic research in the same field. I joined a technology policy consultancy where I did some technology policy. I researched how online hate speech can be, how the impact of online hate speech on real world violence can be sort of measured through online research, through AI models and other technologies. Then during this time, I, of course, was not formally trained in academic research. I did not have formal education uh, in internet and society or generally, social sciences. Uh, then I started doing my research on how to make best of what I've already done, and also how to go forward, how to gain more skills in the same field, how to gain skills, research skills, which can help me to do research in this specific field. I was already doing some research, but I wanted to build on it. That's when I started doing my research and I came across this course, which is a master's course at Oxford Internet Institute. It's called Masters in Social Science of the Internet. I applied there in 2021. I applied, I got in, I got an offer, but I didn't get a scholarship. Of course, I mean, it's a big thing to get selected for a course, but which is a very competitive course. Most of the courses there are competitive, but getting a scholarship is even more difficult. Then I had to let go of that offer. I applied again, I got in again, and then I again did not get a scholarship. So that's like I applied twice, and it was the third time that I actually got an offer and a scholarship. All of this is to say that hard work and sometimes whatever research you do can only take you to some uh, to a specific point. After that, you have to keep trying because these courses, scholarships, all of these opportunities are good opportunities, but you know there are more people competing for them than there are the number of opportunities, let's say scholarships or any other, applying to a course or these things. Uh, so yeah, I mean, then I applied to that course again for the third time. I got the scholarship and I got in. Meanwhile, just to talk a little bit about how I chose the course. Of course, first of all, when you're choosing a course, whether it's in natural sciences or if it's in social sciences, what I would suggest you do is look at your profile and also make sure that you're clear about what you want to do. Now, some people would ask how soon we should start. It really depends. I mean, some people at their undergrad, although I was in a very specific niche, course, I was studying journalism. But at that point, I did know that uh, I don't have to just do journalism. I want to do something beyond that. So I had already started to explore different various fields. Most of the fields, of course, once I started, learning about that field, I started studying, maybe reading some books, research papers. Some of them I did not really feel good about. Maybe I did not have a passion for it, or maybe, my skills or my knowledge did not align with those fields. But eventually, I sort of, let's say, shortlisted some areas where I was interested in. So I would suggest, if you don't already have something in your mind, if you're not already interested in a particular specific field, then start exploring as much as possible. That exploration can go uh, anyway. Like, you can use multiple methods for that. Of course, researching, doing your research, reading about these fields, and then meeting people, taking up opportunities in the same field, that helps. Having said that, I understand a lot of times, we don't actually get opportunities. If you want a specific internships, maybe, 100, 200 other people are also applying for the same internship, or the same, for the same position. But I would say the trick here is to not stop. Take up any job or any internship that you can get, because, see, to a large extent, most of the jobs would require a set of soft skills that includes written communication, verbal communication, dealing with conflicts, leading people. All of these qualities are required in any field. So I would suggest looking for any opportunity that you can get, if you don't get the one that you had, shortlisted. So once you start taking up these opportunities, you get in the game. Once you're in the game, you start, meeting people, your skills get better, your written communication skills, research skills. And then that helps you to, build a profile for yourself, and then uh, gain confidence in whatever you want to do. Once you have that, you can then start to apply to courses. There, if you're looking at courses, how to shortlist courses, I would say, first of all, shortlist, or let's say finalize what you want to study. My research, let's say, was in online surveillance, online hate speech, internet shutdowns. Then I looked at courses where something about these topics is taught. Something, let's say, where research methodologies are taught, which can help you to do online research, work with data that is scraped from online platforms, from Twitter, from Facebook, or other platforms. So that's one methodology. Once you have that clarity, you can start applying to the courses. Because also, you don't, one of the mistakes that I see some students making is that you apply to a course, or you apply to a university just because it's famous, or, you're impressed because that course or that university has a reputation. But understand that even if a course is one of the best courses in the world, it might not be the right fit for you. So look for a course fit. Looking for a course fit is, of course, it's very simple if you look at it in the context of your own profile and your own interests. Uh, Find your course fit, and then start applying. When you apply to a course that fits your profile, it's very easy to get in. You don't have to deal with a lot of competition. If they look at your profile and they're like, okay, this person already has some research, or already has built their profile in the same field, and they know what they're talking about, and they'll add something to the cohort. When you look at foreign universities, you look at Oxford, or you look at Cambridge, or any other university in the UK or US or Europe, they don't just look at your existing academic excellence. They also look at what you're bringing to the table, how you'll add to the cohort. So if you have a unique understanding of your field, you have a unique, from if you're from India, or if you're from anywhere else, you have a unique understanding of how a phenomena is working at your national level, state level, or even your, uh, around your locality. If you have looked at these things and you've thought of something, you have some sort of thought leadership to offer, then it's easier to get in because they understand that you can add value to their cohort and you can do some research and bring about some new knowledge. So that's about the course. Of course, when you write SOPs, you have to take care of uh, how to write it, how to present it, and what the substance has to be. Generally, what I suggest students who are applying to these courses is basically this SOP is like a three arc structure. Uh, what I mean by three arc structure is that you have a setting first. You give them the background, a specific, not everything, of course. Most universities have a word limit of 500 or 1000. So you have to be very brief. You have to understand that you don't have to mention everything. They already have your work experience, they have your CV, they have your degrees. Don't mention any of that. Mention that is what is relevant, what makes you interested in this course. Start with your background. What have you done that has helped your understanding of the specific field of study or the specific topic that you're going to research or you're going to read, and you want to further analyze. Uh, Pick out things from your background, like let's say your undergrad degree, your internships, your research publications that are relevant to that topic of study that you want to take forward. Then talk about the course you're applying to. What does that offer that will further enhance your understanding of that topic? You can talk about the course structure. You can talk about the modules, the papers they offer, the people at the course, if they have a specific professor who has worked around the same topic. You can also talk about any research labs that are working in your university that you're applying for. And then finally you talk about your future goals. How will this degree prepare you to uh, go further in your career in the context of that specific field, in the context of that specific niche topic that you've already picked out? So yeah, that's how you go about it. Make sure that you don't mention things that don't add to your narrative. In the end, this is a three arc structure that you usually use in a in a story. You have a background, you have a middle part, you have an outro, and you try to hammer the same point. You try to everything that you mention is an evidence that you're a good candidate for that course. Once you have applied to the course, of course, there are multiple scholarships. Now, each scholarship has its own, of course, the main benefit that you get out of a scholarship is that they pay for your fees. And in a lot of cases, they also pay you a stipend and help you to study, in those universities. Uh, in these scholarships, when you're researching scholarships, first of all, uh, make sure that you are eligible for a scholarship, which is a basic checklist of uh, whether the scholarship is tenable at the course you're applying for. Whether you can use that scholarship for the specific course that you've applied for or will apply for. Then, do they have a minimum GPA requirement? Let's say they have an 8 GPA requirement and you only have a 7 GPA, so there's no use of applying. So make sure you've checked that. Then let's say if they have minimum work experience requirement. For example, Chevening Scholarship, which I got, it has a 2-year minimum work experience requirement. So make sure that you have all of these basic checklist is covered. Then you have to look at the eligibility, let's say criteria in terms of what they're looking for in a candidate. They can be specific attributes like you have to have some characteristics of leadership, networking, doing good for a society. These are just very broad pointers. But usually on there, when you go to the websites, when you research the scholarship, make sure that you have looked at what the characteristics they're looking for are, and then compare them to your profile. Once you've done that, both of these things, first, what the scholarship uh, board is looking for in a scholar, then what do you have to offer, and where do these two aspects align. Once you have that alignment in your mind, you have actually written them down. Then look at what are the essays that they're requiring, like which is the first part of applying to a scholarship. They'll give you a few questions, 3 or 4 questions, prompts. You have to respond in, let's say, 350 words. If you have this alignment that I just talked about, you can easily answer all of these questions. And of course, when you've written down these essays, before writing them down, I would suggest talking to people who have already gotten these scholarships, whatever you're applying for. Talking to people is very important. Getting your essays reviewed from people, from your friends for any language issues or any structure issues, articulation में issues होते हैं. So make sure that you've covered all of these things. Once you've applied, of course, then the interviews come up. For interviews, of course, you have to basically, if they've selected you, they are interested. You already have caught their eye. Then within your interviews, you have to basically justify your scholarship, uh, justify your candidature for the scholarship. You have to justify what you've already done. Scholarship interviews are not designed in a way that they want to grill you or pull you down. They really want to understand the work that you've done, what motivates you, whether you fit into their criteria, whether you're really motivated to do the things that you've already written in your application. So once that is done, you can go ahead after that. Yeah, so I think I'm about to finish. Uh, I think what I've been asked to talk about, things that I've learned like, along the way. I think one of the closing advice that I have for everyone, whoever is listening to this, is that uh, try to uh, try to think of applying, or try to think of applying to scholarships or courses in a way that you don't always think that, okay, this is the last thing that I'm doing, or this is something that has to happen, or there won't be any failure. There will be repeated failure. It's a process of iterations. You have to do it again and again. There are people who get through the first time. It's completely fine. But it's just that the odds are always against you because a lot of people are applying. But throughout the process, you learn a lot. And when once you start the process, and there are plenty of opportunities, but it's just that the number of scholarships is low. Of course, the competition is high. So you not getting a scholarship or not getting an admission offer is not a reflection of your skills. It's just that the competition is quite high. Sometimes, as said before, it's just luck beyond a certain point. But what you want to do is you want to make sure that all of your application elements are covered, and everything that you can do from starting right from the beginning, applying for internships or publications, researching, getting good at what you want to do, uh, then applying to your courses, applying to your scholarships, then your interviews. You have to make sure that you cover all of these things. Once that is done, you can keep doing that again and again. I always have said to students that when you apply the first time, it's the most difficult because it's the first time that you're applying. You're starting an application, you're writing it down, you're applying to these courses, opening different portals, registering. There's a lot of friction the first time you apply. But from if you don't get in the first time, if you're applying the second time, then it's very easy because you already have most of the materials ready. Then you just have to update them. So it's not a lot of effort if you've already applied. So keep that in mind. Yeah, so that's about it. Over to you, Hanan.